Welcome back to T-News 946, the city of final light. Prepare yourselves, because this is where everything changes. Astrahaven is on the brink of total annihilation, caught in a cataclysmic clash of three immense powers. The first Primarch, a creature of ancient terror, has risen to its full, monstrous height. Its roar is so primal, so powerful, it makes the very skyscrapers of the city tremble, shaking the foundations of civilization itself. High above the chaos, perched on the pinnacle of T-Corp Tower, stands Voss. The Omega crown on his head burns with the intensity of a second sun, a malevolent star in the storm-racked sky. Ominous lightning storms gather and swirl directly above him, signaling that the device is entering its terrifying final phase. Down on the battlefield, Serena is a volatile inferno of unstable white fire. The power coursing through her is so intense that her veins glow brightly, starkly outlining the very bones beneath her skin. She is a walking, breathing supernova, ready to detonate. Between the monstrous Primarch and Eli stands Hell. He's bleeding, panting, only half transformed, but his spirit is unbreakable. He refuses to fall, a lone guardian against an overwhelming tide. And then there's Eli. He steps forward, the raw alpha energy flickering around him like a wildfire, unpredictable and all-consuming. The Primarch slams into Serena with the force of a meteor strike, sending shockwaves tearing through entire city blocks. But Serena is not so easily defeated. She counters with a violent eruption of unstable plasma, a torrent of pure energy that melts steel beams as if they were ice. Instantly, controlled Class 2 units across the city go haywire, swarming blindly, adding to the pandemonium. Human defectors, fighting for their lives, desperately try to hold their defensive lines against the mechanical tide. Just when it seems things can't get any worse, the second Primarch bursts from beneath the ground. It rises to try and quell the chaos, to bring some semblance of order, but it's immediately overwhelmed, caught in the crossfire of the warring factions. And in the absolute center of this apocalypse, Eli stands alone. He feels everything, every scream from the hive mind, every death, every frantic, terrified heartbeat in the city. Eli, don't let them take your mind, she pleads. Eli's voice is a mere whisper, but it carries the weight of the world. If I fall, they win. With that, he takes a final, determined step forward, straight into the heart of the apocalypse. Chapter 47, The Alpha and the Crown. Picture this: Eli, our hero, is scaling the fiery, crumbling skeleton of T-Corp Tower. Above him, the Omega crown throbs, a beacon of pure world-ending energy. And there, at the epicenter of the storm, stands Voss. His cloak whips in the wind as he looks down on Eli, a chilling smirk on his face. "You're too late, Eli," he declares. The crown is aligning with every infected brain on Earth. The sky above them is a chaotic light show, flashing red, blue, and white. These aren't just colors. They're the neural frequencies of domination, balance, and chaos clashing for control of every living mind. Eli, battered but not broken, shouts over the roaring tempest, "You're enslaving everyone, human and monster." But Voss just smiles, a truly terrifying sight. Enslavement? No, I'm creating utopia through obedience. He sees himself as a savior, not a tyrant. Eli takes another step forward, his own alpha resonance surging a counter-frequency to Voss's madness. "You think you're better than the Primarchs who created this mess." Voss's arrogance knows no bounds. He lifts the Omega crown high, its power crackling around him. "I am the new Primarch," and with that, he unleashes the final pulse. A wave of psychic energy explodes across the globe. Infected creatures everywhere scream in unison. Hail, one of Eli's staunchest allies, collapses instantly. Even the mighty Primarch itself, the ancient source of this power, roars in agony. The signal hits Eli like 1,000 daggers, tearing through his very being. For a terrifying second, his heart stops. It seems like Voss has won. But then, something awakens. Deep within Eli, a new power ignites. His alpha resonance doesn't just resist the Omega signal, it flares with unimaginable strength, pushing back, fighting fire with fire. The sheer force of their clashing energies is too much for the damaged tower. It begins to crumble, steel and glass raining down. Voss, for the first time, looks panicked. "No, this power is mine. He screams, his utopia slipping through his fingers. In that critical moment, Eli lunges forward. The impact is catastrophic, sending a shockwave that ripples through the entire city. And in that single, silent moment that follows, every creature, human and monster, alike bows their head. Not in obedience to Voss, but in reverence to Eli. Chapter 48. The Death of a God. As Eli's power surged, the first Primarch knew the game had changed. It abandoned its brutal fight with Serena, leaping across the ruined cityscape with terrifying speed. It landed on the collapsing tower, the impact shaking the very foundations of the world. With a single, massive hand, it snatched Eli, lifting him high into the air. Eli screamed as his bones cracked under the immense pressure. The Primarch's voice boomed across the wasteland, a declaration of victory. "You are mine." But the fight wasn't over. From the shadows, Hale emerged, now a full-blown monster of righteous fury. He slammed into the Primarch with every ounce of strength he had left, a desperate, final gambit. At the same moment, Serena descended from the sky like a vengeful angel. Her unstable, white-hot flames melted through the Primarch's armored hide, searing its flesh. Enraged, the Primarch swatted Serena out of the air, crushing her beneath a reinforced limb. She gasped, blood spilling from her lips, but a defiant grin spread across her face. With her last breath, she whispered, "Eli, finish this." And in that moment, something shifted. Eli felt everything. The heartbeat of every soldier, every citizen, every creature, human and hybrid alike, all connected, all pulsing with the same rhythm. He became a conduit, a focal point for every life in the city. He channeled it all, every ounce of will, every spark of existence, into one singular, overwhelming force, the Alpha signal. It erupted from him in a silent, blinding flash, a supernova of pure psychic energy. The Primarch froze, its triumphant roar caught in its throat. A strange transformation began. Its flesh hardened, crystallizing into a grotesque statue. Its veins turned to gleaming glass. Cracks spread across its monumental form like a spiderweb. And then, with a final, earth-shaking scream that echoed into nothingness, the first Primarch shattered. It dissolved into a cloud of fine dust, scattered by the wind. Silence fell upon the city, a profound, deafening silence. Hale, his purpose served, collapsed to the ground, his monstrous form receding. Serena lay broken, but her chest still rose and fell. She was alive. Nearby, Voss could only stare, his mind unable to process the impossible sight he had just witnessed. And Eli fell to his knees, his body trembling uncontrollably. He could feel the vast, sprawling consciousness of the hive mind, once a chaotic storm, now rearranging itself. With the Primarch gone, a new hierarchy was being forged, a new center of power was being established. The virus had found its new apex, it had found its new god, and his name was Eli. Chapter 49. The Last Brother. The epic clash between Eli and the first Primarch has left the city in ruins. As the dust and smoke begin to settle, a new figure emerges from the chaos. It's the second Primarch, the last of its kind. But it's not here for a fight. Weakened, wounded, its body glowing with a faint, sorrowful light. It looks upon Eli not with rage, but with a profound sadness. The first has fallen. The ancient being's voice echoes, filled with the weight of eons. The chain of ancient rule is broken. Eli, barely able to support his own weight, struggles to his feet, his body screaming in protest. "I didn't want this," he gasps, the words tasting like ash in his mouth. The Primarch simply tilts its head, a gesture that feels impossibly human. "Yet the world chose you." Just then, Lyra rushes to Eli's side, her fierce loyalty a shield against the world. "He's not your weapon," she snarls at the Primarch. But the great being ignores her. Instead, it does something unthinkable. The second Primarch, a god among monsters, kneels before Eli. This isn't an act of submission. It's an acknowledgement, a passing of a torch that has burned for millennia. "There are 3 futures now," it declares, raising 3 glowing fingers, each one representing a terrifying possibility. 1. You take the throne of the virus, becoming what you fought against. The Primarch's voice drops a chilling prophecy. 2. Humanity, in its fear, destroys all infected, including you. It pauses, letting the horror of that statement sink in. And 3. A new species arises, neither human nor ancient, but something born from the Alpha. Eli looks down at his own hands, which are now glowing with untamed power. He feels his body trembling, his eyes no longer fully human. He is becoming something else. He whispers, his voice hoarse, "Which future happens?" The Primarch's answer is both a promise and a threat. The one you choose, or the one chosen for you. But before Eli can even process this choice, the decision is ripped from his grasp. The sharp crack of sniper fire shatters the air. Suddenly, the ruins are swarming with military reinforcements. They see Eli, glowing with the energy of the Alpha. They see Hale, twisted into a monstrous form. They see Serena as a threat, and Lyra standing beside the enemy. And in their terror, they open fire on everyone. The final battle isn't against the Primarchs, it's against the one enemy that can't be defeated with power, fear itself. Chapter 50, titled The Alpha of the New World. Brace yourselves, because everything we thought we knew is about to change forever. The chapter opens with total pandemonium. Astra Haven is a battlefield. Bullets are flying, monstrous creatures are on the rampage, and human screams echo through the ruins. Across the city, the newly awakened Tannan Lui are adding to the chaos. It's a full-scale collapse, a symphony of destruction, and at the center of it all stands Eli, faced with an impossible choice. Should he fight the humans who fear him, try to save them, hide from the madness, or seize this moment and rule over the chaos? In a breathtaking moment, Eli makes his decision. He raises his hands, not to fight, not to surrender, but to unleash the final, cataclysmic Alpha signal. A brilliant wave of pure energy erupts from him, sweeping across the entire city. The effect is instantaneous and absolute. Every rampaging creature freezes in its tracks, a living statue. The terrified humans drop their weapons, their minds reeling from the psychic shockwave. Even the powerful Voss, our formidable antagonist, is forced to his knees, utterly overwhelmed by Eli's power. Lyra, who has been by his side through so much, can only stare at Eli with a mixture of awe and profound fear. Her voice trembles as she asks the question on everyone's mind. "Eli, what are you now?" Eli looks down at his own hands, which are still glowing with an otherworldly light. The truth is, he doesn't have an answer, but someone else does. The disembodied voice of the second Primarch whispers a chilling, thrilling revelation. "You are evolution." Even in her weakened state, Serena manages a faint, knowing smirk. "Guess you really are the chosen one," she breathes, her words confirming Eli's destiny. Nearby, the exhausted warrior Hale finally kneels, his strength spent. He looks up at Eli not as a friend, but as a follower, asking, "Tell us, Alpha, what happens next?" This is the moment. Eli steps forward, his gaze sweeping over the ruined but silent city. He sees the creatures, now bowing to him in submission. He sees the hybrids, their eyes beginning to glow with a new, shared consciousness. And he sees the humans, their faces masks of terror and confusion. Eli's voice is soft at first, a quiet declaration that will reshape their world. This world doesn't belong to any one species anymore. He turns his gaze to Lyra, his expression softening with a promise. "I'll protect you, all of you, but I won't follow the Primarchs, or Voss, or anyone else." Then, he lifts his head, and his voice rings out, filled with newfound authority, a proclamation for all to hear. The future belongs to whoever has the courage to stand in it.